Hi guys, welcome to this week's edition of the Coffee and Hero Show, where we go through everything that's new into the store this week. Obviously the silly season is approaching, Christmas is not far away, so we're getting in more and more stuff over the next few weeks. Big orders, loads of graphic novels coming in, loads of nice deluxe editions of things, loads of volume ones of things. So there's going to be tons of choice throughout the season for Christmas, it has to be said. Obviously the comic industry never stops, so of course there'll be new stuff coming in as well. But I've just been trying to focus as well on bulking out the back section, you know, making sure that some of our favourite stuff is in stock and going from there, making sure there's something for everyone essentially, which I think is one of the great things about the comic industry, full stop. So yeah, this week's delivery arrived, a lot of hardcovers / omnibuses, some nice special editions, and but a nice wee rake of trade paperbacks as well. So I'll kick things off with a large omnibus, and there's someone in this store, and they do watch this show, and you will know I'm talking about you as I look at the camera. This was clearly made for you. May as well say your name across it. Marvel Firsts the 90s. You know who you are. Yeah, so this is a lovely omnibus which contains all the number ones of all the team debuts and solo debuts of the 90s. So you've got things like Ghost Rider #1, you know, New Captain America #1, Deadpool #1, Gambit #1, Spider-Girl #1, Quicksilver #1, Gambit #1, Spider-Man 2099 #1. You know, the 90s, it's a very nostalgic period for a lot of Marvel fans. And, you know, as it says at the top here, with all the guns, swords, spikes, clones, leather, and pouches you can handle. So pretty definitive, a huge big boy there. So yeah, Marvel First the 90s. Back in stock this week, which I'm really happy about, is Invincible, Compendium 1. So we've got Compendium 1 and Compendium 2 in stock. Compendium 3 is coming again next week. So yeah, these compendiums, hardcover compendiums, 48 issues at a time at least. You know, Invincible, it's obviously getting more and more traction these days due to the TV show. Great adaptation, but first and foremost, it's just a fantastic, timeless comic story. So if you want to jump into that, I mean, those compendiums, I talk to people about it when they come in, and you know, they're obviously the most expensive way to get into it in terms of initial outlay, but when you break it down, it works out at about $170 an issue. If you're picking up trade paperbacks, which tend to have 6-7 issues at a time, it works out about $250 an issue. So it's the kind of thing that if you're going to commit to reading it, because it's so long, 144 issues, if you're going to commit to reading it, go compendiums. If you're just dipping your toe in, you want to check it out, hopefully due by this Friday, we do have the small digest #1s coming in again, which is the first 7 issues, so I'll stick it up on social media when they come in. Next up are 10th anniversary printings for Black Science, the hardcovers. So this is a fantastic story about alternate realities. Rick Remender, Matteo Scalera. Now, there's supposed to be 3 volumes, but we're missing 1. I'll let you figure out why, but it should be here next week. So we've got volume 2 and volume 3, so just in case you need to plug a hole in your collection, I suppose, because these were out of print for years. But if you're going to be a new adapter to that and to the awesome sort of January Rick Remender volumes, these hardcovers that he does, need to wait till next week for the volume 1. So next up we have The True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys National Anthem. So this of course was the sequel to True Lives of Fabulous Killjoys, done by Gerard Way, of course linked to the My Chemical Romance album Danger Days, and this was the more recent volume, which is also worked on by Sean Simon, Leonardo Romero on art, Jordi Belair on colours. So a lovely hardcover edition from Dark Horse. So one for the My Chemical Romance fan in your life. Might as well continue with the hardcovers. This is a really interesting one which I got in, which is the deluxe edition of the Die RPGs. So Die, of course, Kieran Gillen, Stephanie Hans, fantastic 20-issue series done through Image Comics. And in it, they were essentially playing, you know, a tabletop game, an RPG. So this is the official book to do that if you want to run your own games. This has all the rules, all the settings, all the characters. This has everything all in a beautiful leather slipcase. Now the thing about this is the RRP on this is £80, but I managed to get them in at a decent price, so we're going to be able to do them for 60. So I'm going to be able to bring that down quite a bit for anybody who's interested in that. Next up, Aquaman Andromeda. I mentioned it last week, but we got some more copies back in stock. Cosmic Horror, Ram V, Christian Ward. Don't really need to sell more than that, I think. Next up is a hardcover collection of The Witcher. This is actually the second volume, I believe, the Complete Witcher Library 2. So each Witcher library essentially contains a couple of mini-series all collected into one edition. So I think you could essentially read them in any order you wish. But this was the second one, which contains The Witcher of Flesh and Flame, The Witcher Fading Memories, The Witcher Witch's Lament, and the short story Once Upon a Time in the Woods as well. Also, because it's a hardcover special edition, you get things like cover gallery, expanded sketchbook section, and more. A couple more hardcovers I'll just grab from the bottom here. So Riddler Year 1, we got the direct market exclusive covers in last week, but now we have the proper covers in this week. So of course written by Paul Dano, art by Stevan Subic, a prequel to The Batman, the Pattinson movie of course, and pretty essential reading if you're a fan of that movie. Really does build that world a little bit more. Also back in stock, I did mention I'd be getting number ones all over the place. Reckless hardcover. Again, it's a book I've banged on about many times. Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips. Ripped from the pages of history comes a perfect new hero for our time. 5 volumes deep, but we always got to make sure we have volume 1 in stock. Next up, we have the 3 volumes of Bloodborne back in stock. Anytime this comes back available through Diamond, I ordered in because these sell out like rat. They seem to be really highly regarded. Lescott writing, Piotr Kowalski on art. This is the first 3 volumes, which is basically The Death of Sleep, which is 1 to 4. You have The Healing Thirst, 5 to 8. And you have A Song of Crows, which is 9 to 12. One for you immature people out there, and one for people who just like a good laugh. This is Dicks, which of course is slang for detectives. Garth Ennis, John McCrae, so a little bit of local flavour for you here. And this is set in Belfast, and it is one of the most gloriously over-the-top bad taste things you could ever read. It's good fun, but it's very adult, just to pre-warn you. A couple of volumes of House of Slaughter back in stock. So we've got the volume 1 back in stock, and then there's obviously volume 3 here as well. Volume 2 I believe is on the rack, so we're just plugging the gaps there. So James Tynion IV, Tip Rombal writing, Whether Delader, Chris Sheehan on art, of course expanding out the Something That's Killing the Children universe. Speaking of Something That's Killing the Children, volume 1 back in stock. Tynion as well, Whether Delader, of course they work on House of Slaughter. But 6 volumes deep. We always try our best to have all 6 volumes in stock because this is one of the comic stories people flock to at the moment. Even if you're not into comics, people have been picking this up. So fantastic stuff. And then we finish off with another one of our favorite titles back in stock, and that is Once and Future. Kieran Gillen, Dan Mora, Tamara Bonvillain. You know, if you ever listen to the podcast, you would have heard us mention this at least 10 times through its 30-issue run. Fantastic stuff. Amazing art by Dan Moore. He of course now is killing it over at DC, mostly doing Batman, Superman, World's Finest, and Shazam. But this is where he really caught a lot of people's attention. Brilliant storytelling and really funny as well. So yeah, that is everything coming into the store this week. Check back later on the channel, of course, and I'll have my video up for the new single issues in this week. A lot of good stuff in this week as well with that. And as ever, if anything appeals to you, just get in touch. We'll always get you sorted. And as ever, I hope you enjoyed this. So I hope to see you through the store over the coming weeks, leading up to Christmas. And stay safe out there. Take it easy.